Hello, and welcome back to your favorite show, Diagnosis, your one-stop shop where we discuss all of the issues that the Nigerian Medical Association, aka NMA, tries to sweep under the rug for the betterment of the Nigerian healthcare system. And before we start today, I would love to thank you guys so much for subscribing and listening to us on Apple. We just got feedback that we were ranking number 1 in the medicine category and number 27 in the health and fitness and 190 in Italy in the medicine category. Wait. Ciao al mio pubblico italiano. Ciao, Bella. I'm so happy. I'm excited that this thing that we just started, to improve healthcare systems in Nigeria and Africa and one day globally is getting the audience that we need. And, I would love to hear from you guys. I want to get feedback on how to improve. I want questions. I want solutions. I want suggestions. Please bring those comments. Leave them. I see all of you guys on Instagram and I couldn't be happier. I'm so grateful. So let's dive into today's topic. We will be discussing the entitlement of the Nigerian public to Nigerian doctors. Yeah, it's going to be interesting, so stay right with us. All right, so we understand the peculiarities of the Nigerian society. We know that we are a very peculiar set of people. But when it comes to medical doctors, I feel like there's something we need to talk about. It's this entitlement from the general public to the services, sometimes even the life of the doctor. They believe that we took an oath to save lives. And for that, yours must be on the line, literally hanging by a thread for you to be able to perform that service. And I need to talk about, we need to talk about that because it's you and I, right? So we need to talk about that because with that mentality, a lot of us fail to see medicine for the business that it is. A lot of us fail to also understand that a doctor has gone through formal education to learn skills that are supposed to help the public, help, save lives, and also to take care of himself. That is this person's skill. That is how this person is going to feed. That is the person's urgent to keep. You can't expect somebody that has paid so much money and spent so much time in school trying to get an education with the mental torture that Nigerian doctors have to go through with the Nigerian education system. And then they come outside and we treat them as if they are less than because they took some quicker oaths. I don't get it. And I don't know why that should be. We need to discuss that. So I would love to hear from you guys. I would love to hear your experiences as we go further. And I will also bring my own experiences to the fore. We pay our artisans a lot of money for them to do what they do. Case in point, the Nigerian wedding industry. A friend of mine recently got married, and I know how much was spent. I know just how much everybody wanted to, take their own cut. And I have no problems with that. Some people went overboard with what they were trying to do because the wedding industry, that's another kettle of fish I'm not even going to get into. But point is, everybody knew what they were worth. The wedding planner knew she had to be paid. Before she even had her dress made, she had a conversation with the tailor, with the designer. They talked about possible designs, they shared insights and all of that. And she paid for that consultation fee. So why is it that if you can pay a tailor her fee for consultation, pay, let's say, even a solar, installer, his or her fee for consultation, because before they even come to your house, you must transfer the money to them. You must have that conversation with them. That money must exchange hands, and then they come and then they say, okay, maybe you need so kilowatts or whatever. I don't really know so much about that field. But before they, come and talk to you about what you would need and how much of it you will need for your house, you will pay for that consultation. But we feel so entitled to a doctor's knowledge, to a doctor's skills. And another thing is, because doctors are also supposed to be empathetic, the minute you text your doctor or your friend that is a doctor, hey babes, So my head is paining me, or I went to the hospital and they gave me these drugs, and now I took one and my vision is blurry. That's already consultation. You should pay for that. That's already exchange of intelligence. That's already a service this person is providing, that is going to provide to you. And you should not feel, you shouldn't feel angry, or you shouldn't feel some sort of way if the person says, okay, so after this conversation we've just had, this is my bill. This is this person's urgent 2K. And you feel as if you're entitled to just get it for free. Even the people that paid for my education, they don't get it for free. Talk more of you. Because you're a friend of mine, or because we are recently acquainted and you realize I'm a doctor. And this is another thing that people try to do, especially in the Nigerian society. Doc, you be treating me, oh. You're not my personal doctor. We see it. I'm a female doctor that's in dating, obviously. And somebody is trying to, move to you, and he's like, oh, what do you do for a living? And you're like, oh, I'm a doctor. He's like, doctor, as in medical or PhD? And you say medical doctor, because I've gotten to the age where some people now ask medical or PhD. A moment of silence for my use. Anyway, as I was saying. So, they get to that and they're like, medical or the other one. And they're like, oh yeah, I'm a medical doctor. And they're like, medical doctor. Wow. Doctor. Once you hear doctor, the person is about to bill. The person is about to just take from you, sap everything that you have. Doctor. Doctor, I'll be texting you now if anything happens. And when doctor says, no problem now, patient, this is my, just wire it to Kuda. This is my OP. Hey, the Nigerian doctors have begun. They have started stealing from us. It's not enough that you people are already killing us in the hospital. You now want to collect money. Didn't you eat oats? Didn't you take oats? Didn't you swear oats? I'm a child of God. It's not good to swear. And I will no longer be doing that. So everybody be warned. Another scenario. I have a friend that, I recently engaged in some legal activities. And my partner and I wanted to just have a conversation about something to understand the legal terrain and if we should proceed, how we should proceed, and all of that. And she starts talking and she goes up, wait, why am I even giving you this information for free? And so for me, I thought we were just going to have a small conversation, using my own, the way you guys treat us doctors, using that mentality. I came, okay, so we're going to have this conversation and then we'll know if maybe we want to meet with her as a lawyer and blah, blah, blah. And she's like, so why am I even giving you this for free? Oh, it's because I know Catherine. Anyway, after this conversation, I'll send you my bill. It wasn't up to 15 minutes. And she sent me her bill. Like the span of the conversation was not up to 15 minutes. But I respect that because she knew her worth. She knew her worth and she said it. And I didn't see a problem with that. It was a service that she rendered. It was, she gave us so much insight that what we are going to, how we're going to proceed and all of that. We're able to get that information from her. This is what she learned in school. This was what she studied. This is her urgent 2K. And we paid. So why is it so different for the Nigerian public? And another thing, let me now come to the doctors. We are our own problem. You people know I will always attack you. ARD and MOs and the house officers and everything and NMA. We are our own problem. Now, let me start dissecting our problems. Number one, you go on these local forums and you see somebody advertising, hello, cover is needed in Apple General Hospital, 700 naira per hour. Is that your value? 700 naira per hour. You want to come and do a 12-hour shift, 700 times 12. Let me calculate it. Wait. So that I'm sure I'm giving the right thing. 700 times 12. 8,400 for 12 hours. That's what you're worth. Meanwhile, someone is charging me 50,000 naira for 10 minutes conversation. And in that 12 hours, please, I hope you know how to do cesarean section. You will man the emergency. You will do this one, you will do that one. All the skills that you to come in that night, that's when 3 PPH will come and meet you. 3 urgent emergency cesarean sections will come, and then 8,400 naira is what you're worth. You know what now even busts my head? It's the fact that in those forums, sometimes they'll now be like, if you guys post 700 naira, 500, we will remove you. The max is 1,000 naira. And I'm like, 1,000 naira for 12 hours? Like, how A keke man makes more than 1,000 naira in an hour. For goodness sake, this is not right. We undervalue ourselves. And this is a problem. This now trickles down to how the public sees us. Because we don't even think that our services should be worth more. Well, we think that, but we're not looking for ways to make sure that everybody knows that these are services that should be paid for. As much as medicine is humanitarian, medicine is also a business. This is my urgent token. This is my site. This is from where I will, and that's not fair. That's not fair at all. I mean, that's even less than $8. Dollar is now 1,000. So you mean to tell me that a doctor's value is less than $1? So they can just be using 1 hour of my time to buy one trinket from AliExpress. Wow. Y'all need to focus on what is important, doctors. We need to focus on what's important. I mean, let's look at our dear lawyers. We know that professionals are undervalued in Nigeria, but you can see the way the lawyers are also fighting to improve that. For instance, the rules of professional conduct that was recently revised. And I know that if you undervalue yourself, you can be reported to the disciplinary committee. There are certain rules there. These are creative ways, these are legal ways that these people are coming together to fight for themselves. But you don't see NMA doing that. Instead of a doctor instead of us doctors to discuss this in our gatherings, in our ARD forums and all, we are fighting for things that are irrelevant. Let's talk about how doctors are underpaid when they are, doing a locum cover in some private hospitals. Let's talk about how even the Nigerian government does not pay us well, and how can we, let's come with, we've talked about it. Let me know if you say let's talk about it. Let's come up with solutions to make the Nigerian government pay us better. We are not even doing that. Why is it that during our general meetings, we don't brainstorm ideas, to improve our remuneration packages in Nigeria? But instead, this is what will happen. They will tell you, I've not seen a doctor that does less than 5 PP in Nigeria. That's not, you shouldn't be doing even one. Me, no matter how poverty hits me, which I will never do PP, because that is slavery. It's slavery, and that's the truth. You will see one doctor jumping keke from one hospital to the other. How can the person function? You finish a 12-hour shift in one hospital when they pay you 8,400, less than $1. Or if let's say the group chat you're on, we block people that would post 700 naira per hour, 1,000 naira. That's 12,000 naira that they're giving you that has not even dropped in your OPay yet. You're jumping keke with money you don't have to another hospital, from one place to the other. Then you break down, and then they will now ask you, doctor, they sick. That's another. I will not even visit that now. Let me not visit it because I hate that word. I hate that phrase so much. How can you ask me whether I sing? Do I look like a machine? Even machines break down. Where I'm going to is this. Instead of us to look for intelligent, creative, and legal ways to improve our remuneration packaging, we tell young doctors, go and do PP. Or, as the dream of the average Nigerian doctor in Nigeria is to have one private hospital where you can now call a patient aside and say, let me pay you. Okay, you want to do this test. All right. You go to the med lab scientist and tell the med lab scientist, help me run this test for this patient. He will pay so and so amount. We will split the fee. That's criminal. All of these ways we are looking to make money, all of these illegal backdoor methods we're using to make money, in the end, we will only ever get peanuts from them. It will still make people look down on the profession and call us thieves. There should be better ways to do these things, and there are better ways to do these things, and we should talk about the better ways to do this thing. Annual general meetings for ARD should not be them going to dance shady balabala. It should be for us to gather and talk about practical solutions to improve our lives as doctors. NMA should not be building house that has not been completed since before I even entered medical school. What are you building? Even the kingdom of heaven has been completed. Haba! You are building. We are paying 20K. You are building. NMA levy, building levy. Where is it going to? Building we've not seen. Blueprint we've not seen. Even architectural design we've not seen. Who is the architect? Who is the mason? We've not seen anybody come out to say, I'm part of those building the NMA fountain house or whatever you people are building. What are they even building? If they're building levy, what are you trying to build? Is it a hall? Is it a hospital? What are you building, NMA? But we've been paying building levy. And building has not gone anywhere. Foundation we've not seen. Bag of cement we've not seen. Who are you procuring your cement from? These are the issues we should talk about. Not dance in one corner and eat rice. No. Okay, maybe I'm even being too hard on NMA self, because whenever we have the scientific week and the rest, right? Sometimes you could see the calendar that they have prepared, or rather the itinerary that they have prepared. They would have, Monday for a lecture, Tuesday for a discussion panel and stuff like that. But us as doctors, we want better, but we don't even want to put in the required effort to achieve better. You will see they will call for a conference, a scientific conference. Hall is empty. Discussion panel on problems that plague the healthcare system in Nigeria. Hall is empty. There was even a case that I heard about that someone was invited for one of these discussion panels to, moderate and to also, bring in his own contributions and the rest. He came, hall empty. He came the second time, hall is empty. He had to send his PA to go and represent him, because how can you invite him to come and speak to tables and chairs? Instead of us to actually put in the work, to sit down. You see MBA conference, you see lawyers traveling from wherever they are to come and attend the MBA conference, because they know that this is where issues will be discussed, this is where points will be raised, this is where solutions can be preferred, this is where things can actually get done. We don't even go for any, and we don't go for any of these things. We don't even contribute our own, we don't lend our voices. All we do is wait for when there is a big problem, because the little ones that we're supposed to, try to fix up in-house, we allowed it to become full-blown, affect somebody, maybe claim a life, and then we now go on like, hashtag Nigerian doctors' lives matter. Hashtag this is so wrong. Oh my God, you guys should take care of the Nigerian doctors. But the work that should have gone into making sure that this problem did not happen, we refuse to do it. We need to do better. We need to do better. If we want the Nigerian healthcare system to be improved, it's not a day's job. We will need to go for these meetings. We will need to talk at these meetings. We will need to draft an itinerary that actually is focused on the problems, so that when we talk about those problems, it can inspire people to bring up solutions. We need to understand that work must be done. Wake up, Nigerian doctors, wake up. It's not enough to jackma. It's not enough to jackma. Your house is burning. And I do understand that some of us will leave. And I respect us to leave. I know the Nigerian system does not allow for your dreams to flourish. It's a place where dreams come to die. But we also need to understand that those places we are running to, they are not without their problems. Or rather, they were not without their problems. And people actually put in the work to make sure that it is where we want to be today. Why don't we also try to put in the extra effort to make sure that our home is one day where somebody wants to come to? The lives of our people are at stake. Yes, they are entitled to our services. They feel very entitled. That's a problem that we will address when we are addressing it now, because the time has come. It's not a when the time comes problem. But we must also put in the required effort. It affects every one of us. The depreciating healthcare, well, it has already depreciated. The Nigerian healthcare system, it affects all of us. All of us. No one is exempted. I mean, maybe we are truly no longer perceived as high-valued professionals. I mean, if our former Minister for Health can say, who is also a doctor, a medical doctor, can say that we should go and become tailors, and then Minister for Labour, who is also a medical doctor, say we should go, that we have enough doctors. Now we do us last. But I think with a body like the Nigerian Medical Association, if they do what they are supposed to do, instead of concerning themselves with fighting for who will be CMD when they lack the requisite, training to actually do very well in that position, they have no managerial skills. They have nothing, no no skill set in business administration or management, and then they want to head those positions. They are fighting nurses, fighting med lab scientists that have actually gone the step further to acquire the necessary skills that would help them to perform better in those positions. If they stop concerning themselves with these petty squabbles and dancing shady bada bada during their events, maybe, just maybe, we can actually start to get, the right remuneration for our profession. And then maybe that can also incentivize the doctors to stay. And maybe, just maybe, that can also result in us coming together to improve the Nigerian healthcare system, which is what I want, which is what we all need. Because no matter where we run to, no matter how far we go, you can't go with everybody. Home is clear. And Nigeria will meet you. Whether you are a governor or the president or the Nigerian Medical Association chairman, Nigeria will catch you. Anyway, I hope to hear from you guys. I don't like to be riled by enemy. The Nigerian medical problems will not be the end of me. I'm still a young girl in the prime of her life, and I intend to enjoy this profession to the fullest. And I also intend to improve upon it. And that's the reason why we have this show. So we can discuss practical solutions. So we can start telling the people that are in the positions of power, in the organizations that should care for us, that these are the issues. Talk about them. Here are some solutions. Let us try to implement them, not go on strike and nothing comes out of it. Go on strike with reason. Go on strike with solutions. They will tell you in the corporate world, if you're going to talk to your manager about something, come with solutions. We should do that. So when we are going to the Nigerian government to fight to improve the healthcare system in Nigeria, we should go with solutions. We should not just continue to talk about the problems and problems. It's like flogging a dead horse. We know the problems. We can see the problems. The problems are always before us. Let us start going with solutions. Maybe that will tailor how we can, it will tailor our conversations, and it will also maybe give us a path towards improving the Nigerian healthcare system. All right, guys, I remain your host, Catherine, and this is Diagnosis. Toodles.